I also focus in on digital skills and helping to bring skills to students that are really important for career advancement, for career readiness in today's world, based on market trends and industry connections. My team manages a portfolio of micro credentials that are offered currently to the public who are online non-credit learners. And we also have some offerings for internal audiences of students as well.
Go search for jobs right now. You'll see tons more jobs that are saying we have remote work, you can work hybrid or whatever, because they were forced to realize, we can do a lot online. We can save money in ways that we didn't know about. We can manage things. We can give people flexibility so that they can manage their lives and be happier at work. I think the same thing has happened here in higher ed. People want to have that flexibility to be able to work from wherever when the work can be done. I'm here in Columbus because some things need to be in person. I have a site visit later on today. I need to go to the school. Need to go to the school and see the teachers that I'm working with and the kids, right? So I have to do that in person. But as far as the other things that I do, a lot of that stuff can be accomplished very well, not just marginally getting by, but very well online.
Once again, I told that my in-person experience will be very similar to my online. And I'm a big believer that in business school, one of the most important output from being here, it's network and connection with people. And I strongly believe in the fact that you need to work in the teams. That will give you friends, that also the real business environment. That's why I'm not going to give up on this assignments that were done in the team, even though I understand that it might create some challenges, but this is reality. That's, I think, cool about students. Figure out how you can do exactly the same thing that you did in person, but online. You go to business world, you have to do with it. Like when I worked before, I was involved in Olympic Games, we were sitting all over the world. Korea, Brazil, Russia, US. All of you, you see your colleagues, you see your colleagues all the time on Zoom. And we have to figure out how to collaborate. So I think it's a cool experience because this is a reality. You go to business world, you will have to do some business meetings online.
One of the labs has the students taking pictures of honeybees that I've taken on the frame and measuring their wingspans, something that we would do in research. So the students are getting actual research experience, but they're also learning about variation of measurements and normal distributions. So in some ways, in science and in lots of things, people are going virtual for a lot of things. DNA analysis. The students do DNA analysis, using an online database. So it tends to sway a little bit more towards those inherent discipline things that are virtual versus staring at a grasshopper on a pin or something like that. But you get a different sort of experience, but it's also still an authentic experience.
The digital skill competencies, that process that I talked about being very collaborative across departments at the university and across leaders and across with the president of NACE. We also drafted those in conversation with employers. So employers who often hire graduates from Ohio State to hear what are some of the things that you're really looking for or feels like maybe is missing from graduates. And that helped us to form those digital skill competencies. So if you were to click on digital communication and collaboration, for example, or any one of them, it explains them in a little bit more detail and gives students questions to reflect on, like what are you able to do? Do you have strong skills in this area? Here's some things that you could look for to know, have you had much practice with this? And then some ways to upskill in that competency. And then there's some educator tips as well. The part that I think that we plan to add or enhance more is the market and employer trend section. So we've been working to do a little bit of research on this specific on each specific competency, what data can we pull from the market, from job postings, to see like how often that's popping up, what employers are looking for, and give a little bit more background to why this is an important area to be developing as a student here, so that you're ready for career. The other piece is, and this is actually what we were hoping with in some of the language that you see here, is that students could take some of this language and use it in a resume, that they could so helping students understand, how do I translate this to something that is tangible and would be, potentially meaningful, depending on the role that I'm seeking out. So that's our goal for each of these.
I think online education is a really great way to expand the menu of how students access higher ed. And as students are pulled in more and more directions, most of our students are working part-time, many of them even full-time. They're juggling other responsibilities. And being able to think about online education as a way to make your goals work with all of the different hats that you wear as a student is really, really important. And I hope that students are seeing that COVID experience, where maybe it was a bit of a mixed bag, as not the only way online education. We don't have to wait for a pandemic to enjoy the flexibility of online courses. We can do that in intentional ways, as part of a really rich non-emergency life that helps students reach their goals faster, efficiently, and lets them explore things they wouldn't necessarily have access to when they're tied to place and time in in-person classrooms.
To students, keep an open mind. Remember your power. Students, you guys this is an incredible time, and I'm excited to be on the planet witnessing it all. But I do believe in the young people that are coming up behind me, in their ability to solve a lot of the problems we have. And I think I would like the students to remember their power. Remember that you can make it through whatever your hardships are. You can figure out how to make that online class work. Even if it's not designed properly, you can still figure it out. Ask for help. Reach out to people who will support you in your efforts. And to keep an open mind about learning experiences. Don't expect it to be the same as it was when you were in person. Value the in-person experience. And embrace that, but also keep your mind open to embracing an effective online experience too. And research says, of course, that the best experiences combined is a hybrid experience. Some online, some not. That's what students like. That's what the current research says. Students like that best. And I think everybody kind of likes that best, honestly, to meet some online and some in person. So just staying open. To faculty, if any faculty would watch this, same as far as keeping an open mind. Get out of your ways, get out of your set ways. We live in a new era now. We're gonna have to step it up. We're not here for any other reason except for to help these students, make the world a better place. And we have to create environments that encourage them to stay motivated, stay engaged. And we can do that if we meet them where they are, if we're kind, if we're open-minded and open-hearted.